If you are a real flat earther, don't mention any flat earth model. This weekend I have talked a bit with Brian's logic and criticize him for not having a flat earth model, and that he only says things that Nathan Oakley have allowed him to say. He didn't like it, but I kept on asking him about where is your flat earth model, where is your map, and so on, and he stopped responding. That's quite typical for flat earthers. So therefore I decided to once again look a bit on his mentor, idol and flurf daddy, Nathan Oakley. Let's start with a great description of Nathan Oakley's channel.
Whilst doing it, I learned one universal truth, which is that it doesn't seem to matter what genre you're covering in, especially on YouTube, because it's obviously open to anybody to make a video about anything. And there's no fact checking, there's no person in charge that's going to tell you off for getting nonsense information out into the public. None of that is applicable, really. Yes, there are rules, but you know what I mean. Within reason, you can go on, make a video about something that you claim to know all about, and be completely wrong, but for the fact that there's a comment section to correct you, that's just an acceptable thing to do, right? Put a load of nonsense out there.
Thank you, Nathan. That was a great description of your own channel.
Right, but they're always the people on our opposing side. They don't necessarily want to prove their argument. In many instances, they're debunking their own argument, as we well know.
And Nathan is correct, of course, because this is what's happening on his show all the time.
What they want to do is shut us up.
No, we're not trying to shut you up. We are watching your silly things, making videos about it and laughing about your stupidity.
Well, why would they want to do that? Well, the reason is because we're shouting from the hilltops how wrong and fraudulent their claims are. So they might be on the end of some sort of persecution or punishment for it, should the tables turn and the consensus opinion from the normies, who they may kid themselves are like, oh yeah, they're all behind us, we've got consensus behind us. It's like, well, not really. You're actually anti-flat earthers, and the consensus doesn't necessarily agree with your anti-flat earth rhetoric.
And still you can't produce or present a flat earth model, a working flat earth map, explaining what the container contains of that your claims hold the atmosphere in place, what it is made of, how far up is it, and so on. You can't explain anything about your flat earth.
They're just blissfully unaware that the globe rhetoric they do hold, near and dear, has been debunked.
No, it haven't been debunked in any shape, way or form. And this statement comes from a person claiming not to have a model for his flat earth. Oh dear.
Now, for all of those normie people who, for the most part, if you ask them, they go, oh, what difference does it make? They're the kind of people that if you just tell them on the telly that it's not a globe anymore and you just start filtering in how it's flat.
And how is it flat? You don't have a model, you don't have explanations for the most basic things, you don't have a map, you don't have anything.
Over time, they will just accept that as the norm, in the same way, oh right, we're not at war with Oceania anymore, they're our ally. People will just accept it.
So Nathan thinks that people are so stupid so they would believe in flat earth without any evidence at all, without any explanations for most things, without any working maps. No, Nathan.
Now what does that mean in terms of the anti-flat earthers? Well, it means suddenly they're the ones putting out this fraudulent information. Not only wrong in terms of how the world works, but wrong in terms of the original globe claim. You know, they're just wrong. Well, that might result in some sort of penalty. And I think they're probably quite scared of that.
Let's talk about scared, Nathan. Why are you scared of claiming anything regarding your flat Earth? Why can't you give any explanations about the flat Earth? Why can't you ever give us a map? Explanations of the dome, the firmament, how big is the globe, and so on. You can't give any answers at all. All your focus is on trying to debunk the globe. But what is the alternative? How does your flat Earth pizza world works?
Well, that was an Earth curve question. Any evidence of axial rotation of the Earth-based variety?
You're going to need R for that too. You're going to need R for all these questions.
Nathan have his so-called housekeeping questions. They are the foundations for Nathan's cult. He repeats them in most of his live streams, and the panel have to give the right answer. In this case, his beloved, you need the R for that. Because on Nathan's show, you have to agree with Nathan. Nathan knows it all. He has the answer to everything.
Thanks, Ted. I just want to say, is there any doors for anything they claim?
No.
In any part of their model?
Oh, right, now with that qualifier, no.
Well, if they're going to claim scientific method for part of what they claim, then we're going to be fully within our rights to say you got to apply it to everything you claim.
There's nothing that's going to link back to heliocentric, claimed to be proof of a sphere, that has scientific validity attached. No, Brian.
And that made Brian happy. He was confirmed by his mentor, Nathan.
Dark matter or gravity or any of the other nonsense stories that they come up with. Show us it in reality. Actually physically show it us so we can do some physics with it.
Let's try the same thing on Nathan. Let's hear someone tries to get Nathan to explain flat Earth.
How close is the sun and how does it operate on a flat Earth?
Okay, so you can't acquire that information because if you're using the sun to navigate with, as it moves towards the horizon, if you're measuring an angle and then calculating the distance to the GP beyond the horizon that is an Earth curve that we've debunked.
And as usual, Nathan have no explanations for anything regarding flat Earth. He avoid every questions and hide behind, we don't claim to have a model. But Nathan's panel don't react even when Nathan's answers or his claims is totally senseless, pointless, meaningless and plain out real stupid as this one.
To be on a sphere would require drop in every direction 8 inches per mile squared. It should be and would be on your map if it was real. You haven't got it, it isn't there, so it's flat. No drop on your map. So even your own bloody maps prove it's flat. No drop.
Well, maps are two-dimensional.
So no drop then.
Even if you are a flat earther, you have to understand how stupid this claim is. Nathan is too arrogant and stupid to understand the problem. You have no use of curvature on a map. This proves that Nathan don't understand the model he's trying desperately to debunk. But Nathan thinks this was a great part of a debate he had, so he had to make a own separate video when he cut this out from a longer live stream. The funny part is that no one in his panel understood the stupidity in this statement. And please note the fact that these claims came from a person who believes in flat Earth but can't show a working map. Let's have a look at Nathan's reactions when a flat earther tries to put up a flat Earth model against a globe model, how to explain things we see in reality.
You look. Oh, look! It's not even touching the horizon.
No, because it hasn't set yet. And
But
again,
it will set because it's going to go behind this opaque barrier. This opaque barrier is thousands of feet above my eye line, but it looks like it's at eye level. This opaque barrier
Why are you
is
shaking your
thousands
head?
of
how
feet.
can that be thousands of feet above your eye line?
What do you
Are
mean?
these clouds above my eye?
Okay, so what's happening is Dave Weiss is making a positive assertion about what the horizon is now. Why? Does he need to defend this? Who's making the positive claim about what the horizon is and isn't? Well, this dude is. There's no requirement for Dave to explain what's happening with the sun here. There's no positive assertion to defend. The person who claims the horizon is something and the horizon is doing something to the sun is him. He's the only one with a burden of proof here. He's got to prove it's a physical obstruction to the sun called Earth curve. Something we debunked in 2020?
I think that a lot of
As they go
flat
into the
earthers are-
distance, everything merges in. The clouds are all at the same.
Right, who cares what it does, Dave? You want to tell the world about what the horizon does, do you? You want to be the arbiter of what the horizon does and isn't, how it's described? They claim it's Earth curve! Wake up and smell the coffee, Dave. You need to debunk his claim. Not stand there with your arms in the air declaring what you think it is. Because nobody cares what you think it is. When there's a Western worldview that it's a physical Earth curve limitation blocking that sun. So take that apart. Like we did in 2020. And I've been doing for the last 2 years while you call us scammers.
If you guys buy into a flat Earth, then that's how can it be 1,000? It doesn't make any sense.
So hold on a second. So when I'm looking down Long Island Sound here, the clouds touch the water 25 miles away. They literally touch the water. So the curvature.
No, Dave. They don't literally touch the water. I can't quite believe. I mean, I've avoided watching this for a while, right? This is a disgrace to me, personally. You don't understand that clouds don't physically touch the water at the horizon. Then what the hell are you doing debating this guy? Right? Not only that, you've missed out on the fact that he's just flipped the burden of proof onto you. Not that you aren't already halfway there, trying to justify how you justify his claim that the horizon's Earth curve. That's it. That's the only claim on the table here. What, you want to invent a new claim for him to argue against? Oh, look at him smiling. Because he knows he's now got you to make a claim about the horizon that he can argue against. Do you guys think you're skilled debaters?
And Nathan reacts with anger because David Weiss haven't listened to the guru Nathan Oakley. He tried to explain the flat Earth model he believes in. David Weiss did try that, and that's not okay according to Nathan Oakley. The one in Nathan's panel, they obey to Nathan's housekeeping questions, his narrative, his explanation of things, or his lack of explanations. Because Nathan is well aware that if he tries to present a flat Earth model, it will be immediately destroyed. Let's listen to one more example when one of the panel members in Nathan's show wants to be confirmed by Nathan.
All right, so I had a person contact me saying, hey, how would you answer the not actual size of the sun, the apparent sun? I said, well, first of all, we don't make any claims about the sun. And so I was thinking about our housekeeping question. I said, I'll ask Nathan to summarize it and I'll forward you what he says. So basically, the back and forth you had with Dave and Josh about the not actual size of the sun, as they tried to give you a straw man, how does that work on a flat Earth? And then the question how far the sun is and how they got that with Kepler and Venus and all that R value.
Okay. I mean, you've done a pretty good job of summarising it already, but we don't have a positive claim in the first instance. Their positive claim is that they do have a size and distance for the sun, which we do not claim.
This time it was 10th man that wanted to hear his guru telling him that he was good, he was great. Oh dear. And now over to Nathan debunking real scientists.
Right, okay, so this is how big is the entire universe? And it's on, whose channel is this? Oh, it's Dr. Becky.
Dr. Becky.
Okay. So let's just get a link up before we do anything else.
Astrophysicist, there's a
What's
question
the
I
video
get asked.
called?
Good. Well done. How big is the entire universe? Capitalized question mark. By Dr. Becky.
A lot. And it's how big is the entire universe?
Just before she moves on, I'm going to clarify the answer to that question immediately. She has no idea. All of her assumptions will be based on an R value that we've debunked.
And the short answer to that question is we don't know.
Called it, but you'll be able to ascribe distances and have based on CMB, microwave background radiation, R values, orbital assumptions, and a whole number of other things that do give you numbers. So putting up this, we don't know, but now let me tell you how I know because I'm going to assume R.
And under the laws of physics as we currently understand them, we might...
Sorry, laws of physics, that's an oxymoron. If you're talking about physics, the study of the physical, then you're exclusively dealing with cause and effect relationships established by the scientific method. That's physics, in all walks of physics and all subcategories of science. So that's all science is, physics, dealing with the physical. The laws of physics is a way that they underhandedly convolute laws of nature, which are merely descriptions of things that occur always, with scientific validation. That's scientifically validated cause and effect reasonings with hypotheses attached. That is not a law of science. There's a law of nature, description of thing that occurs always, and empiricism provided by the scientific method after systematic experimentation based on a hypothesis to establish the cause of an effect you observed in nature.
Yes, it's for real. Nathan tries to debunk a doctor in astrophysics using their silly black swan. Can it get more stupid? Of course it can. It's Nathan Oakley and his silly friends. After listening to Nathan and his friend, it's very clear that if you're a real flat earther, according to Nathan and his friends, you don't claim flat earth model, you don't try to explain any of the things we see in reality and how it works on flat earth. The sun, what is the sun, what is containing our atmosphere, and so on. They don't want to prove or they don't want to try to claim anything. Their tactics is to answer if you ask them about the flat earth model. We don't claim a model. If you ask them about what is the sun, we don't claim anything, and so on. They are focused on trying to debunk the globe, and they stick to silly things like the black swan and use that as some kind of proof, debunking everything. As Nathan's attempt to debunk a doctor in astrophysics using the silly black swan. And if some flat earther tries to present an explanation of how things works on flat earth, they are not a real flat earther according to Nathan, because according to Nathan Oakley, he's Mr. Flat Earth. He knows it all. And if you are a member of the panel, you have to obey to Nathan. You have to follow the housekeeping questions. You have to give the right answers. One of them is, you don't have an R for that. So, Nathan Oakley, it's time for you to step up and try to explain your imaginary world, your flat earth, and stop hiding behind silly replies like, we don't claim things, we don't claim a model. Time to be a grow-up man and stand for your views, your world views, and explain the flat earth to us. And I'm very interested to hear your description of how this world works if it was a flat earth world. During this weekend I received more donations for drones in Ukraine, so I'm about halfway to be able to send one more drones to Ukraine. So I pay about 1,000 euros per drone I send. So this weekend I received about 500 of those. So we are close to the next drone. Thank you everyone helping me, helping Ukraine. And then we were at the end of this video. Hope you liked it. If you did, become a member, subscribe, like, or just come back next time I'm showing a video. Have a nice day. Bye.